and welcome to another edition of Long Beach Treasures. I'm your host, Harvey Keller. Today marks the 5th anniversary of Long Beach Treasures, and I want to thank you for your continued support and encouragement. And I hope that we'll bring you many more interesting shows during this next year. Today we're at the Long Beach Playhouse, which is a historical theater here in Long Beach, and we're going to go in and meet the managing director, Gigi Meese. So if you'll come with me, we'll go meet Gigi. Hi, Gigi.
Welcome to the Long Beach Playhouse.
Thank you for letting us come and visit.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
Tell us all about it. This room is?
This room is known as the part of the gallery, which is when you come to the Long Beach Playhouse on any given evening. This is where we have a piano player playing, and we have everybody mingling prior to a show. This is also a curated art gallery. Elaine Herman, who is our artistic director, chooses different local artists to display their work throughout the year. Some do it for exhibit only, some have their work for sale. We take no commission. We just like to have this opportunity to give to local artists to display their work.
Are these some examples of some of the costumes that have been used in some of the productions?
Exactly. Donna Fritchie, who's our resident costume designer, and she also manages our costume shop, she is amazing. She works on all 16 productions, and we have a wealth of costumes to pull from, but she also builds what we consider building new costumes. And here's a little handiwork of hers. And we change this display every 6 weeks or so.
Now, you said this is the lobby area and you have a piano player. Do you have a wine bar?
We do. We sell beer and wine and sodas at pre-show and at intermission. Right through this. This is also part of the gallery here. And as you can see, we have a lot more artwork in this room, and we have our grand piano.
And I assume these photos are of different productions that have appeared here at the Playhouse?
Exactly, exactly. These are some photos of some work that's been done throughout the years. I wish we had more wall space so we could cover all the walls with all the shows we've done. But it's just a little example of what we've done.
Well, let's go on in this way. Where are we heading? The theater lobby?
We're going to go to the theater lobby, which is the original part of the building when it was built in 1950. Right here, this is the entryway into the lobby.
Give me a little history of the theater.
Well, the Playhouse itself as an organization started in 1929, and the Playhouse, which was called the Theater Guild, the Players Guild, and many things through the years, started as a social group who liked to get together and also do plays, and worked in different venues throughout the city over the last 75 years. And Mrs. Ethel Case, who was a great administrator of the Playhouse, worked here as a volunteer for 42 years. She was, and along with the other people on the board, was wise enough to purchase this plot of land here on Anaheim Street. And they broke ground in 1949. In 1950, we opened up this venue, which consisted of the main stage theater and the lobby. So this is the original part of the building. Through the years, the gallery was added and our studio theater was added in the 60s.
Wasn't this originally part of the Wayside Colony started down where the East Village is now?
Yes, that is correct. And like I said, it played through different venues throughout the city, on Atlantic, also at the Union Depot at First and Alamitos in the 30s. And throughout all of our years, our 75 years, we've had a great many players here. Some went on to certain fame, like Robert Mitchum. You can see our little wall of fame.
Oh, you have a gallery here.
Yeah, our wall of fame here is Robert Mitchum and Robert Cornthwaite and Hugh Beaumont and DeForest Kelley, Lorraine Day. We've had these people here throughout the Playhouse all these years. It's a great part of our history.
Have there been any more recent? These are all established stars of the past.
Right. I like to say that everybody that comes through the Playhouse door is a star. So we're lucky. I mean, amazing the talent that we have in Long Beach and the local surrounding areas. We get actors that come as far away as Riverside and Hollywood to come and act at the Playhouse.
Is this your main stage theater right over here?
It is. Would you like to follow me?
I would. Now, how many productions do you do a year?
Well, we do 16. We have 2 theaters. Each theater has its own separate season of 8 shows. And we stagger them, so every 3 weeks we're loading in a new show between the 2 theaters. And this is our main stage theater.
Now, would you consider this a theater in the round?
No, it's known as a 3/4 thrust stage. And it holds 200 seats. As you can see, it's extremely, there's not a bad seat in the house. It's a very intimate space. This is the set currently for a show we're doing called Mr. Roberts. But in January, we're opening a show, The Rose Tattoo, which is celebrating the 1950s slot of our Best of 7 Decades season for our 75th anniversary.
Now, do you use equity actors, or are a lot of them community players?
Well, both theaters, both our studio and main stage, the auditions are open to anyone who's willing to participate. Come down and audition. Our studio theater is an equity waiver space, so we can employ equity and SAG actors upstairs.
So you have a play all the time?
Every weekend. 50 weeks out of the year, we have 2 shows playing at the Playhouse.
What's wrong with the other 2 weeks?
We need a little rest.
Oh.
Just a little rest. We're just getting close to the deadline there, but it runs like clockwork. We could not run this Playhouse without the army of volunteers that, you know, brought our Playhouse to where it is today. They still help us on what we call set Sundays and striking the existing set and loading in the new one. Typically, Harvey, what we do is a show will close Saturday night, and the following Sunday morning, we strike that set, load in the new set. We have 3 days, actually, to paint it, light it, and then it opens to the first dress rehearsal on that Thursday.
Well, you're on a tight schedule.
We are. Like I said, every 3 weeks, we're loading in a new show between each theater. Typically, a run of a show runs about 6 to 7 weeks.
Now, I assume that you have run the gamut from comedies to dramas to musicals?
Exactly. This last year we did a musical, Ernest in Love. We do, especially on the main stage, the traditional fare of, you know, farce, drama, a murder mystery comedy. In our studio theater, we tend to go with more the adult fare, which is a little bit more adult and thought-provoking, a little bit more daring fare upstairs, let's say, than the main stage. So we try to give the community a little something from each genre of theater.
Now, any seat in here would be a good seat, wouldn't it?
It's an excellent theater. There's not a bad seat in this house.
Do you sell season subscriptions?
We do, and we have a wonderful season subscriber base. We've had patrons that have been coming here for a better part of 50 years, thank God. We love them. And we're trying to cultivate also the next generation to come to the Playhouse. I myself am just the current caretaker of this wonderful place, and I'm just hoping that I can keep it in good repair for the next generation so they can run it.
Does the production that you're doing have a bearing on the age group that attends?
Well, we try to appeal to the broad audience, but we also know what our audiences care for and what they don't. And like I said, we're very lucky that we can offer the you know, old chestnuts, if you will, the classics downstairs, and give something like this last season upstairs. We've done 6 Degrees of Separation, which sold out every night. So there's an audience for that type of work as well as a Rose Tattoo. So we're trying to give something for everybody.
Do you not allow nonprofits or organizations to have fundraisers here?
Oh yes, that's a big popular thing here. Thursday nights are set aside for fundraisers or benefit performances, and local charity groups buy out the house, and they come here on that Thursday night, and they have the use of our gallery and our kitchen and our lobby, and they invite their people to come here and see the show. For some groups, it's their big fundraiser year. They have silent auctions out front, and they get to see a fabulous show, and they make a lot of money for their organization. They're very, very popular. Shows like Mr. Roberts and Barefoot in the Park sold out like that for benefits. So benefits are still available.
Is that every Thursday it's available?
Thursday nights are available for benefits during a run of a show, correct.
Where are we going next?
Well, I thought I would take you back to the glamorous side of the Playhouse, which is the backstage area.
All right.
You'd like to follow me?
Let's go.
You get used to walking around in the dark a lot in a theater like this, so.
It always amazes me when the lights, there's no lights on stage and the actors can hit their cue marks and the lights come up, and I think, dear God, how can they see?
Well, watch your step. This is our backstage area known as the green room for our main stage, and this we have our dressing rooms. And also, this is where the actors hang out waiting for their cues to go on stage. As you can see, there's not a square inch of this playhouse that isn't used for something. We have storage here of our draperies and fabric and props. As you can see, we have all kinds of luggage stored up here for different shows, different props.
Looks a little different back here.
It's a little different. It's a little different, but we try to make it homey.
Is this the entry to the stage for the actors?
This is the back, yes. This is the where the actors come on and off on the upstage of Mr. Roberts currently. So this is their perspective, looking out. Now, now it looks kind of funky right now, but Rose Tattoo is auditioning on the set of Mr. Roberts. The Rose Tattoo opens January 2nd, runs through February 14th. So this playhouse is extremely busy. We have performances Thursday, Friday, Saturday evenings, and Sunday afternoons. The rest of the week we're rehearsing for the upcoming production, and then we always have on deck the next show ready to audition. So we're always very busy around here.
Do you remember who the actress was who was so famous when she starred in the Rose Tattoo?
Oh, yes. Whose name escapes me.
And you're going to draw blank because I asked you.
I'm going to say it incorrectly. It's Anya? Oh, gosh, I can't remember. Thanks, Harvey.
Oh, that's all right. You'll remember later and it'll pop
But that
in your
was the
mind.
movie. We're talking about the live theatrical production
Right.
here. Yes, the cast looks fabulous, and we're really excited for that to open. I think everybody will enjoy that show in January.
And we have more back here. This is quite a large place.
Yeah, people are always really surprised when they come to see what we have here. They just think it's the front and the stage, and that's it. I'm going to take you back. This is our scene shop. We're very, very lucky to have our own on-site scene shop. We have a resident technical director and resident set designer, and his name is Vincent Roca. And he pre-builds the sets here with a legion of volunteers. As you can see, it's you know, the workshop that all the guys love to come in here and work and have a good time and build sets. And so what we do is they'll build it, they'll put out a set here in the shop, pre-paint it, then they'll strike it down in pieces and then get ready to load it in on our set Sunday.
Does he design the set?
He designs most of them. He's our resident set designer. Elaine Herman, our artistic director, she also designs, as well as every now and then we have a guest designer. We also have an on-site costume shop, which is hidden from you right now, but it's upstairs. You saw a little bit of Donna's handiwork up front in the lobby, but we have a full-time costume designer, and she comes in. She also has a legion of volunteers that helps her as well.
It must be a big job to put on a production.
It sure is. Couldn't do it without everybody lending a hand, that's for sure.
Well, you've been successful for, what, 75 years, so you must be doing something right.
Well, the Playhouse is really lucky that they had all these great people who volunteered all those years to get us to where we are today. So we're just extremely lucky. And what we do is we provide opportunity for the community to participate. You can come down and volunteer. If you've always wanted to work on costumes, you're always welcome to come down here and help us out. If you'd like to use a hammer, you can come down and hang out with the guys and help build sets. Also, if you thought, you know, I always wanted to act, oh, I don't know where to start. I mean, the Playhouse is where you have the opportunity to come and audition and try.
I would assume that you have some very minor parts for somebody to get their feet wet if they wanted to try?
Always, yes. And those are the most precious people, too, that are willing to take that small part with a couple lines. They're usually the ones that steal the show.
Well, I think there's another theater
There
upstairs,
is. Let me
isn't there?
show that to you. Come on with me.
Okay.
That's the main stage.
Okay, Gigi, before we go up to the studio upstairs, we're going to take a break, so don't go away. We'll be right back with more Long Beach Treasures.
What do you like best about cable TV, sir?
Well, I guess I like the local coverage, particularly the Belmont Shore Christmas Parade. And there's some other neat events goes around town and sports and the latest happenings. It's great.
But what do you like best about cable?
Well, all the variety, so many shows. I love them all, lots of options and a great price. That's what I like about cable.
Well, I like Discovery Channel, Learning Channel, but I also like the local stuff on Channel 3. I have a good time watching it. I just gave birth to the great American novel, and it has to be at the publishers first thing tomorrow.
She's gonna make it.
Sam was my mailboxes, etc. guy. Now he's my UPS store guy. Sam treats my baby with tender, loving care. He even saves me money. They really know their stuff, including great literature.
New low rates, same great service. Call 1-800-PICK-UPS.
Pacific Family Health Clinic is a low-cost, high-quality alternative to the rushed impersonal medical office. This medical school-affiliated teaching clinic returns to the personal, timely, quality care that's often missing in medicine today. You'll be seen in a relaxed, comfortable environment with the thoroughness of care and individual attention necessary for good health. So if you need a good family doctor for the long term, or just a one-time visit for a second opinion or a specific problem, the Pacific Family Health Clinic is the place to go.
To our studio theater, which is affectionately known as upstairs.
Is it a smaller theater?
It is a smaller theater. This is our equity waiver space, so this is where we can get some equity actors can work in this space as opposed to downstairs, which is considered non-union. Now, this is a very busy stage today because we're loading in a new show, Beyond Therapy, which will run through January 17th, 2004. Hi, Vinny. Vinny Roca is our resident set designer as well as our technical director, and he runs the shop that we were at earlier.
Oh, you're the master builder.
Yeah, that's why I'm just always busy.
And so he has really 3 days to get a show, built and painted and dressed and ready to go by dress rehearsal on Thursday. So the show that was up here before, which was Crossing Delancey.
If he has 3 days, I'm assuming that the sets have been pre-built?
He pre-builds them in the shop downstairs that you saw. So like all the platforms are pre-built, but then it's the big work of getting it upstairs and getting them in place and painting them and plugging them and making sure that it all fits with his design. But he has 3 days to do it in.
Now this theater is more in a traditional style of a
Exactly. This is a traditional proscenium space. And we have fly space. I don't know if you can see it here, but we can fly in flats to make some new scenes here. Because it is, even though it's traditional proscenium, it's a really small space compared to downstairs.
I would think that this stage would require more lavish sets than the one downstairs because these have walls.
Exactly. So we really creative. We've just done so many great things up here. And this is the 37th year of the Studio Theater, and we're getting ready for our next season. And so Beyond Therapy, I think, is going to be a wonderful show. It looks really great, and even though it looks a mess right now, just wait till it opens. It's going to look gorgeous. And this is, as you can see, this is the house. So we hold 98 seats here.
Now, do you ever sell this out for fundraisers, or is just
Yes, both theaters are available for Thursday night benefits. This is 98 seats. If you have a smaller group, then this is the perfect venue for your group.
That would be great for neighborhood organizations and people that have smaller.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've had benefits here for the Long Beach Police, as well as the East Anaheim Street Business Alliance, which the Playhouse is a member of. All the merchants up and down Anaheim Street, we've gotten together and had benefits up here. So it's a really nice venue, and if you think you can sell about 50 to 60 tickets or under 100, this is the best venue. Downstairs, 100 people looks really small in 200 seating.
Let's sit down for a minute because
Okay.
I want you to tell me about what's happening in February.
Well, I'm very excited. Everybody on the board of directors and the board of trustees of the Long Beach Playhouse will be celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Long Beach Playhouse. Can you believe that?
I know, it's
First
longevity.
it's first of all, to be a business to last that long and a nonprofit theater business, that's just huge, and always in the city of Long Beach. So we're having a Diamond Jubilee celebration and fundraising event in February, on February 8th, as a matter of fact, at the Petroleum Club on, it's on Linden Street.
Up in North Long Beach.
Exactly. And we're hoping to have a good time, celebrate, give ourselves a birthday party, and raise some funds for the building, to keep the building going over the next few years.
Is this going to be a dinner or what?
It's gonna be a dinner. It's gonna be dancing. It's just gonna be a big blowout of a party.
Silent auction?
We're working on silent auctions right now. We're looking for anybody who'd like to donate anything to the Long Beach Playhouse for our silent auction. We would love to have it. But it's really just it's a celebration. We're gonna have some speeches. We're gonna have a PowerPoint presentation. We have 20 to 30,000 still photos of pictures from shows from back in the 30s, and we're going to have presentations of that and celebrate our own. And we have some fabulous talent. Again, we've had people here working still for 50 years.
Now, you said you're a nonprofit.
We're a nonprofit organization, that's correct.
Now, so many of the theaters, ICT, Public Corporation for the Arts, are funded by the City of Long Beach. Are you?
Well, the Public Corporation for the Arts is the organization that the city puts their money through for the arts.
It's the umbrella organization.
Exactly, and they're, thank God for them. They're a really great advocate for all the arts in the city of Long Beach. And we have in the past received operational grants through the PCA from the city. We don't really get much else from as far as big donations. We do have fabulous people who give us money through our annual trustees drive and through our membership drive, but primarily we're supported by ticket sales, though we're looking to fundraise more as the future holds with this economy. We need to definitely go out there and put our hand out like everybody else and say, hey, remember us, we're the Playhouse. But yes, we have received money through the PCA.
Surprises me that you would be able to support a theater of this size on ticket sales.
I know. Well, we couldn't do it without volunteers, that's for sure. People getting paid to do anything is a real new thing around here at the Playhouse. Like I said, without our volunteers and the people willing to give them themselves and their lives to the Playhouse and come here, do this work and run the box office, we couldn't be in the position we are now. But the times are changing, and we definitely need to look out there and see what monies are out there available for the Playhouse so it could continue for another 75 years.
Could I ask what your ticket prices are?
Our ticket prices are $20. They're $18 for seniors. And we have student rush tickets that are $10 10 minutes prior to production for any unsold seats.
That's very reasonable.
Well, we made sure we were still lower than everybody else in town, and that's really one of our primary missions, is to provide quality theater to our community at reasonable prices. And so I hope that everybody enjoyed this tour of the Playhouse and will come down. If, a lot of people say, gee, I've always been by that building, but I've never gone in. Come on in. We'd be happy to have you, and I hope you enjoy the shows.
How will they get to buy tickets for your benefit?
You can just call the Playhouse. We're at 562-494-1014. Ask for Gigi, and I will be happy to take all that information for you. And same number to buy tickets. And we're located at 5021 East Anaheim Street here in the beautiful city of Long Beach. And again, celebrating 75 years of continuous operation, which I think is
That's
amazing.
Remarkable.
It's remarkable.
When you stop to think how a little theater group in the 1920s started in downtown area and has gone
just for fun. Let's just get together and have some fun, and we'll do some shows. And here we are. And we're an award-winning theater. We've had many people come through here. People always think of Long Beach Playhouse as home. When they come back, they always say they're so happy to be home. And we're just very, very fortunate here in the city of Long Beach to have such a wonderful venue. I know myself, I came here when I was in high school, to see shows. So I'm hoping that the next generation remembers that we're here and we're doing shows for you. You can participate, come down and audition, you can work backstage, and you can come and see some really great theater 50 weeks out of the year.
Do you ever get any personalities, names that stop by to see the productions?
On occasion. It's hard to say. Some people sneak in. Luckily, some actors, they know people, and they know people, and they come to see each other. So the Playhouse has a really wonderful reputation and for doing good quality theater. And you know, you could come any weekend except for Christmas and New Year's and have a choice of 2 fabulous shows, either upstairs or down.
Now, as managing director, are you the one responsible for picking and selecting the types of productions?
Not entirely. It's done by a committee, and Elaine Herman, our artistic director, is key in choosing the work that we do. Like I said, the main stage we do more the family fare, the more traditional comedies, murder mysteries, dramas, where we do a little bit more cutting-edge fare in our studio theater. A little bit more thought-provoking, with more adult themes and situations up here.
Okay. Tell me, what's your favorite show?
My favorite show, I have 2. Mr. Roberts and The Philadelphia Story. I just love those 2 plays.
Okay, well, you know, this has been fun, and I'm really impressed with the theater. I'm impressed with how long you've been in existence, and you just, like the Energizer Bunny, you guys just keep going and going and going.
We do. Again, I don't know, we couldn't do it without our volunteers and also the patrons out there that have supported the arts in Long Beach and the Playhouse especially. We want to thank them, and we hope that they continue to come and enjoy the Playhouse as well as their families and their grandkids. And thank you for being here
Thanks,
today.
Thanks, Gigi. And be sure and join us again next month as we take another walk through history and uncover more Long Beach treasures.